I know we're only 6 episodes into this show, but I have to say that this is the most broken ass episode so far. It's both busted from a technical perspective. You better believe that we're going to see a bunch of lighting rigs. But it's also completely broken in the ways it tries to portray normal humans doing normal human things. Especially humans that have some kind of long-term relation to other humans. Well, you'll see. Okay, well, let's start with the technical side. If you don't enjoy listening to a guy with no talent picking apart the hard work of professionals, then you're in the wrong place, buddy. What the hell is this giant thing? You check out this guy with the boom mic in the mirror. Yeah, I saw you. There's a big old lighting thingy over here. Hey look, you can see the tape on the couch where they want Lorelai to sit down, so she stays in shot. There's just what looks like another camera in the room over here. People at the party just start disappearing. Some bloody jokester on set left a bunch of coffee cups on the table over here. They definitely weren't from the party. The boom mic guy from the store is back, and he's just hanging out at Rory's party. Nice watch. There's a blinding spotlight just blasting straight up at Lorelai here. I gotta stop staring at the sides of the screen, man. I miss important stuff in the middle of the screen, like how Rory's cake just starts magically dancing around the plate between shots. And you know it ain't because she's taking a bite of that shit. It's not all bad though. It's taken us 6 episodes, but this is the first episode where they haven't used an actor twice in the same role. This is a milestone episode. So, aside from all the technical weirdness, that stuff's really easy to make fun of. The things the characters do in this episode is just so strange. We'll get through all of it, but it really starts here in the first scene. Emily and Richard's lawyer is in town, and they're updating their will. So she wants Rory to go around the house and put post-it notes on the things she wants after they die. I know it's not that absurd. People update their wills all the time. It's common to make sure specific important things are noted in your will, especially in bigger families. But this is just the weirdest thing to make someone do. I don't get why Emily of all people would want them to do this. The girls rightly acknowledge how strange the situation is. Emily is just frothing at the idea of them wanting her stuff. I can't imagine a world where Emily doesn't find this process incredibly tacky. She would be all, "This isn't the proper way it's done, Lorelai." Why would they want any of the shit in their house? It's all rich people trash. The reason you update your will periodically isn't to make sure your eventual estate is distributed in the way you want it when you die at an older age. It's more to make sure that if you die tomorrow, then the really important stuff at the time is used how you want it. And then you update it again later when the circumstances change, right? For example, they would probably leave a bunch of money to Rory to make sure she could keep going to school and then pay for college, right? Or they would make sure to leave Lorelai that dollhouse. The one thing from her childhood that she's apparently sentimental about. You definitely don't need to make sure your granddaughter gets this shitty crystal lamp after you've both just died in a horrific car crash. It's all kind of irrelevant anyway though, because isn't all of this stuff just going to Lorelai anyway? The Gilmores have exactly one daughter and one granddaughter, and that is it. Who else are they going to leave their fortune to? Richard's already wealthy mother? The guy who's someone's 6th cousin thrice removed? No, it's Gilmore money, and it's going to the next Gilmore. The only way this scene really makes sense is if we assume that at some point after Lorelai left home, her parents just totally cut her out of the will as some kind of deranged punishment. And then Richard and Emily realized they should probably leave some stuff to the girls, now that they're all BFFs again. But even in this context, it doesn't make sense. Lorelai would find this whole thing super offensive and would make a massive deal about it. And she certainly wouldn't encourage Rory to participate. She spent her whole life shielding Rory from this craziness. Maybe she just really wanted this giant, priceless vase that's totally been there the whole time. She's very attached to this vase. Now, I think what's actually happening here is much less interesting. I think they needed to write a scene to demonstrate that while Richard and Emily are super wealthy, out-of-touch people, Lorelai and Rory are still humble working-class folk making it on their own, even though they are the direct heirs to this massive family fortune. Look how uncomfortable they are having to confront all this wealth. They're so humble, like me. It doesn't really matter that none of this makes sense. You come away from the scene thinking Emily's a big rich meanie and the girls are just super cool and relatable. And another thing, why would they bother putting post-it notes on any of this stuff? Emily changes the decor literally every single week. She's going to cycle through like 700 vases before she dies. This whole exercise is so pointless. The normal human behavior continues. Jackson demonstrates the correct form for showing power over your fellow humans. He would fit in well at the dawn of man. This time we see Lorelai eating an apple. I guess it's not that weird yet, because they still haven't established that they would never eat apples. So, okay. Also, I like the pillow that Emily has here. It's like a pillow made from the cover of a Joanna Newsom album. I would definitely put a post-it note on that. The second very deranged thing that Emily does in this episode is how she invites every single person in Rory's class to come to her birthday party. That's not just a deranged thing to want to do, but how the hell did she actually do it? Like, logistically, how the hell do you identify and then invite an entire class of people in secret at a school you're only tangentially related to? We could definitely assume that Emily used her connections at the school to somehow get the personal details of all of the kids in Rory's class, because you definitely can't do that as a normal person. That's super privileged personal information. And she must have got their home addresses too, to send the invites out. Unless she sent someone to the school to personally hand out invites to everyone during class while Rory wasn't looking. Yeah, they definitely got delivered to their home address because this girl's parents want to make her go.
My parents are making me go.
Like, do all of these kids' parents know each other? Are they all in on this? And you know what the worst part is? These invite cards. Why is there a flap of paper hiding all of the information? Why would you want to fold a piece of tissue back to read the card? What is wrong with these people? This may come as a surprise to you, but I was never a 16-year-old girl in the year 2000. But I can safely say that Rory would hate this bracelet, and it's a really shit gift. Lorelai is 100% trolling Emily here to make her buy the worst thing in the store. And it's $12? What the fuck? I think Luke bought too many coat hangers and is trying to flick them off in his diner. Does he just use the diner to resell all the shit he doesn't want? Get rid of all these coat hangers and lanterns I've got lying around? Lorelai gives Rory the gift that every girl wants. To be woken up at 4:03 in the morning for no reason at all. Thanks, Mom. Do you remember when this guy worked at the diner? The greasy old guy? Classic guy. It's party time at the Gilmore house. And it looks a whole lot like there are a bunch of dildos in the cabinet, right? Yeah, okay, they're books, I guess, but they could be books about dildos. The lady behind Rory here pulls an excellent Pee Wee Herman impression, trying her best to get into the shot for as long as possible.
That again. I've got to steal back the X-1 before the Soviets find the secret compartment containing the microfilm.
And later on, this lady does the exact same thing. They must have gone to the same acting school. Gargoyles! I'm pretty sure Lorelai continues to mess with people. This time she's trolling Rory by putting this face on a cake. I mean, what the fuck? It's funny, you notice some really intricate details sometimes, but I've watched this many times and I've only just noticed Michelle sitting there on his phone with his little hat on, like a sad little puppy. This is good stuff. Who the hell are all these people? Her party should have people she actually interacts with in her normal day-to-day life. Who the hell is this guy? I guess it's cheaper to pay the background actors to come in instead of the actual credited actors. Well, we need at least one person that people know, right? Let's just get Miss Patty in. At least she can sing the high note during Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Cree.
We get a great confused look from Richard after he looks at the fireplace. And then again when he's reading the magazine outside. Another powerhouse performance. I like that they leave the giant iMac box on the table. Very subtle product placement. Well done. The extras are partying like it's 1999, but for some reason they put on the world's most depressing song.
Rory decided that our old tree stump was a fairy ring.
I see trees of green. I'm digging this guy. The one who must be a not-so-secret undercover security guard. Lorelai's moved the TV up to her bedroom now. Does she just carry it into every room she goes? Like, does she move it into the bathroom when she has to go to the toilet? In true Gilmore spirit, they end their party in the most Gilmore way possible.
Food fight? Absolutely.
Yep, wasting all of their food. At the end, when Rory gets the gift from Dean, I'm pretty sure that medallion is just some crappy coin. Like, it looks like it has a picture of the Queen with some writing around it. It's probably Canadian money or something. Maybe it's a really thoughtful gift, you know, to remind Rory of her real home. Lovely Canadian Rory. It must be. Rory is so taken by this totally cool gift that she does that cheesy, I'm so shy, don't look at me thing. I'm sure this might be how a real-life 16-year-old girl might act in this position. Again, I've never been a 16-year-old girl, so I have no idea. But this is a TV show written and produced by professional grown-ass adults. This interaction, and honestly most of this episode, seem like some kind of alien interpretation of humans doing human-like things. All of the other interactions are either just extremely cliched, or like they're just off.
Must be all that good air in Hartford.
This is like an episode written by a AI chatbot, but the bot was trained entirely on the writings of Tommy Wiseau. Oh no. We're gonna have to get a chatbot to write an episode of Gilmore Girls for us, aren't we? Yes. Yes, we are. Oh boy. Well, here we go. Let's write the episode of my dreams. Okay. Fade in. Stars Hollow, daytime. The town is bustling with people going about their daily activities. We see Kirk walking down the street carrying a large box. Kirk, sweating profusely. This is it! The day I become a real business owner! As Kirk walks, he suddenly trips, and the box he's carrying falls out of his hands and onto the ground and shatters to a million pieces, revealing a strange-looking device inside. Kirk, oh no! Suddenly the device starts beeping loudly and flashing red lights. Kirk, what is happening? The device starts to shake, and before anyone can react, it explodes, causing a massive shockwave that rips through the town. Fade to black. Fade in, Stars Hollow, daytime. We see Lorelei and Rory walking down the street, looking shocked and horrified. Lorelei, what happened here? Rory, I don't know, but it looks like Stars Hollow has been destroyed. As they continue to walk through the ruins of the town, they come across Kirk, who is sitting on a pile of rubble, looking dejected. Kirk, crying, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to destroy Stars Hollow. Lorelei, what did you do, Kirk? Kirk, I was trying to start a new business and I accidentally set off a device that caused an explosion. Rory, what kind of device? Kirk, sighing, it was a time machine. I was trying to create a way for people to go back in time and relive their favourite moments. Lorelei, sarcastically, well, you definitely succeeded in creating a time machine, Kirk. You just destroyed the whole town in the process. I don't think the AI knows what sarcastically are. Kirk, I know, I'm sorry. As Lorelei and Rory look around at the destruction, they realise that the town they love is gone. Lorelei to Kirk, you have to fix this, Kirk. You have to go back in time to stop yourself from setting off that device. Kirk, panicking, I don't know how to do that. Rory, firmly, you have to figure it out, Kirk. We can't let Stars Hollow be destroyed forever. Kirk, nodding, okay, I'll try. As Kirk starts to frantically search through the wreckage for the parts he needs to fix the time machine, Lorelei and Rory watch, hoping he can undo the damage he's caused. Fade to black. Stars Hollow, daytime. We see Kirk standing in the middle of town, looking at the time machine he's managed to rebuild. Kirk, okay, this is it. I have to go back in time and stop myself from setting off that device. Lorelei and Rory look on, anxious and hopeful. Kirk, sighing, here goes nothing. Kirk steps into the time machine and sets the date for the day of the explosion. The machine starts to hum, and Kirk disappears in a flash of light. We see Kirk back in time, standing in front of his past self. Kirk, yelling, stop! Don't set off the device! Past Kirk looks confused, but he listens, and doesn't set off the device. Stars Hollow, present day. We see Lorelei and Rory standing in the middle of town, looking around at the rebuilt and fully restored town square. Rory, wow, what an adventure! Okay, I need to go back to Yale because Grandma is coming over to help me select fruits for a charity food auction. Lorelei, okay hun, I'm just going to head to Luke's to see if he has any weed killer. Oh no, we have to stop this right now. Okay, yeah, maybe the real episode wasn't that bad after all.